Hello everyone, this is StrawberryShorty back with Haunted Heartbeats, and we have an ad for Prestigious Passions, which sounds like a soap opera title. And you're forced to make some tough choices. Who will be by your side? I don't think I've seen this ad before. I'm curious to know what this one is about. I don't think there's an X. How do I exit out of the ad? That was weird. Okay. The walk to the club room is usually a quick one, but this time it feels like it takes forever. I'm paranoid of every corner and every shadow that moves. It begins to drizzle. My clothes start to stick to my skin. Once I make my way back to the club room, I see that the others have already arrived. Oh, they didn't leave, did they? Nick is quick to notice my mood. Shorty, you're shaking. Are you cold? Is it the rain? I am literally drenched, and you're asking if it's the rain. What's wrong, Shorty? What happened? Rhett's hands clench into fists. I hope he punches the headmaster. I shake my head and relay my strange encounter with the headmaster and the axeman. Okay, you can't call that a strange encounter. The headmaster left you to die. He didn't even leave you to die. He pushed you towards the enemy. The room is quiet as they mull over my news. Rhett is the first to break the silence, slamming his fists on the table. He can't get away with that, finally. I agree with you, Rhett. But how do you propose we do that? We confront him loudly in front of the student body. He's the headmaster. I don't know, but we have to do something. And we will. We don't have anything on him right now. But if the headmaster was aware of the situation with Hassan, but let it happen and we have proof, we might be able to do something. Right now, it'll be Shorty's word against his. There are no witnesses, no axe man. The headmaster will deny it, and Shorty will end up sounding like a hysterical student. No, we have to play this smart. The best thing we can do right now is to keep moving forward. Right. We have to finish this as quickly as possible. If a headmaster is willing to put a student in danger to save his own life, he doesn't deserve to be headmaster. All right, fine. Shorty, how are you feeling? Should I tell them? I feel a little better. I'm still a little shaken. I'm telling them the truth. I'm shaken and angry. I can't lie. I'm still a little unsettled. Kane squeezes my shoulder. But I'm glad all of you are here. It makes me feel better. What do we know? We know Hassan was bullied. The diary in the library is a record of names, events, has it all. He loved his animals. Hassan was the caretaker of the school's animal program when it had one. Can't confirm. I pulled up several newspaper clippings about it, and Hassan. Hassan seemed like a generous and kind person. I also found out which dorm Hassan lived in by looking at some old yearbooks. You found his old dorm? That's a pretty impressive stalking skills you got there, Nick. I'd rather say it was good investigative journalism. I think we should go investigate it. Would anything be left of it now, since it was several years ago did the dorm shut down? That's right. Wouldn't new students have moved in? Nick shakes his head. It's dorm 4. Nick and Kane look at each other in confusion. It's rumored to be the haunted dorm. Of course it is. A few years ago, students moved out or complained or were mysteriously injured. No one wanted to live there. In fact, I heard the school plans on tearing it down and rebuilding soon. So there might be something then. Something, anything. Worst case, there's nothing there and we're back where we started. Well, then what are we waiting for? Shorty? Kane? I think I'll look around on my own a little more. Back to splitting up. You guys go on ahead. Very well, but... Nick looks out the window. The drizzle has turned into a steady downpour. Rhett and I can go get the car. You guys have a car? I don't want you to catch a cold from the rain, Shorty. I blush. I'm fine. No, Nick's right. You were looking pretty cool when you came in. I'm literally drenched. Chill out for a little while until Nick and I come back. But we have to have our alone with Kane moment. I'd rather not leave you alone here, though. Considering the events of this afternoon, I'd feel better if you had someone with you. Kane, would you... Of course. I'll stay as long as you need. With a nod, Nick and Rhett leaves, promising to return soon. Kane peers out the window, a small frown wrinkling his forehead. Kane, what's wrong? He shakes his head and offers a tired smile. Nothing, really. I'm just uneasy, I suppose. That storm is getting worse. Oh! I jump as thunder crashes. It lights up the room, then all goes dark. This is a perfect time for Axeman to show up. The storm must have knocked the power out. Another clap of thunder, louder and closer. Eek! Without meaning to, I start shivering again. Before I realize it, warm arms wrap around me. I'm enveloped in Kane's scent. The faint smell of lemon and sunny skies fills my senses. What does a sunny sky smell like? Hey, it's all right. Look, I'm here, see? It's okay. I begin to calm down and my shivers quiet. He pulls away with reluctance, concern on his eyes. On his eyes. His warmth makes my heart skip a beat. Thank you. Of course. He looks out the window again. It's a miserable night, isn't it? Before I can reply, the sky breaks again, and so does my composure. I'm here. I'm right here. It's okay. Kane presses me to his chest. This time he doesn't let go. The steady sound of his heartbeat calms me even as the storm rages outside. Kane is so gentle and reliable. He's gone through more than anybody in this whole situation, but he still continues to do his best to support everyone. Kane's head dips low. He brushes his lips against my damp hair. I hear the softest sigh as he kisses a stray lock on my forehead. He's trying his hardest to comfort me. I want to know I appreciate his kindness. Kiss him on the cheek or talk to him. I don't throw around kisses like that, so I'll talk to him. You've been so wonderful throughout all this, Kane. I'm glad I've been able to rely on you in spite of all this craziness. Kane pauses and smiles. It hasn't been easy, that's for sure. But there's something about you, Shorty. It makes all this bearable somehow. Everyone needs someone they can rely on. I hope you continue to let me be yours. Kane reaches out and pats me on the head. What the? I blush furiously, not expecting the sudden affection. He was just kissing our head like 2 seconds ago. Kane laughs, only mussing my hair further. I did this with Karen all the time. She hated it too, but she never actually stopped me. She thinks I did it to annoy her, but really, I just couldn't find a way to tell her, good job. Keep going. I love you. Kane turns away. He pulls his hand back, embarrassed. I can't leave it like that. I take his hand again and place it on my head. Brett walks in and is just like, what the heck is this? You can do this whenever you want, okay? Jane smiles and I can see the thanks that reaches his eyes. Okay. We are interrupted by a text from Rhett. The car is waiting outside, he says. I suppose you'd better get going then. But Shorty, we'll talk again later, yeah? Not even going to escort me down? I give Kane a quick squeeze. Kane first looks surprised, then amused. Of course, see you later, Kane. It's real sunny out all of a sudden. I make my way outside and into the car. The ride to the dormitory is uneventful, save for the storm. Yeah, look at that storm, you guys! We finally arrive at the dormitory gate, the downpour unabating. Like, seriously, guys, look! Look at how stormy and dark it is. It's terrible weather. Also, this is a dorm? This looks like a freaking politician building. We finally arrive at the dormitory gate, the downpour unabating. The dorm is a dilapidated structure, having sat unused for several years. Yeah, look at this worn-down, terrible place. The school's plan to tear it down and erect a new building seems to have barely begun. Construction's just started. Wouldn't have had better timing then. We better get on our tour before the whole thing's demolished. Nick tugs on the gate. It's locked. It might take me a few minutes to get inside. How do we get in? Go in through the front gate or find a way around. I would just say let Nick do it. I mean, they're saying it's raining, but, going through the front gate, I'm lazy. We don't have much time. We should try to get in through the front gate. I look around. The grounds seem to be empty. It would be the fastest. Yeah, I mean, don't look for an entrance that might not exist. All right, then, let's... Oh, you there. What are you lot doing here? The stomp of heavy boots grow louder as a man nears. This here's private property, kids. Now buzz off. Please, we won't be long. We just want to... I said off with you. Damn vandals getting bolder every day. He waves us away, muttering to himself as he walks away. They don't pay me enough to babysit this headache. First they say I gotta deal with a broken building that ain't no good reason to be broken. Rich just don't want to live in it because it's haunted. Excuse me, did you just say this building is haunted? We knew this already. The man swore up and down, but made his way back to us. You lot ain't gone yet? Yeah, that's what all the students say, anyway. If few accidents got some students so scared no one wanted to live here anymore. That's why this building is getting torn down. He motions it to a balcony a few floors up. There, that stupid room is the cause of hundreds of thousands of dollars and months of my life going to waste. Now, you guys all go home or I'll call the police and have you thrown out. The sidewalk is public property, sir. We're quickly herded outside the gate. We were already outside the gate. The man gives a final grunt as he locks it. He glares at us from behind the bars, tapping his foot with impatience. The boys give each other a nod. They motion for me to follow. Puzzled, I let them guide me to a park across the street. It's dark again. A small gazebo provides some shelter from the downpour that is no longer happening on screen. We'll stay here until the guy leaves. Then we'll go in and get what we need. Right, you two stay here and keep watch. When he leaves, text me. Where are you going? I'll follow him for a while to make sure he doesn't come back. Rhett Lee is promising to keep in contact. Well, I guess there's not much to do but wait. Seriously, this would be a perfect setup for Nick to be the killer because of all the times we trust him to do stuff and people leave him alone with me. He pulls out a small paperback book from his pocket and starts to read. Wait? Once the caretaker leaves, we'll go inside. Oh, I see. What's that book you're reading? The Haunting of Dill House. It's about the mysterious disappearance of an owner of a pickle empire and his heirs. Is that a real book? Oh, I've heard about that before. It's supposed to be really creepy. I love this author. I've just started it. I'll lend it to you once I'm done. I'd love that. Nick and I spend a few minutes in lively discussion about our favorite books by the author. The discussion soon turns to a friendly but energetic debate. It's so much fun to see Nick worked up. He really loves talking about this sort of thing. As he's in the middle of explaining the superiority of one novel over another, Nick stops himself abruptly. Nick, is something wrong? You know, Shorty, we've talked about this before, but as a club member, you're the easiest for me to get along with. You're the most curious, open-minded, enthusiastic person that I know. I've always appreciated your thirst for knowledge. You've changed this club for the better. It was often pretty lonely, you know. Most people came in as casual fans of the supernatural. They'd leave pretty quickly when they realized I'm obsessed. You're always patient and ready to listen and debate, even when I know I'm being difficult. Nick hesitates. I know I'm a cold person. It's not easy to get along with, but you're the cold one? I thought that was Kane. I'm sorry. Nick turns away and hides his face. I need to let him know what I think of him. Give him a hug, reassure him. We'll give him a hug. I reach over and give Nick a hug from behind. Nick stiffens but doesn't try to escape. You're wrong, Nick. You're not a cold person. I squeeze more tightly. You're very warm. You're warm and full of life and passionate. I've never met anybody so passionate about something they love. I loosen my hug, leaning around him. I try to glimpse his face, but he's still turned away. No one can get along with everybody all the time. No one works that way. You just need a few good people, and that's all you need. I'm here. I see you, I see your heart, your determination. But I'm not the only one who cares about you. In spite of the circumstances, or maybe because of them, they consider you a friend. They appreciate who you are. They rely on you more than they let on. They know you're clever, and we all depend on you to lead the way. Where would we be without our intrepid leader? We all care about you, Nick. I care about you. Nick softens. He finally turns to face me. Shorty says, thank you, Shorty. Thank you, Shorty. He leans forward, placing a soft kiss on my forehead. Please, I return a kiss on his cheek. This time they forced me to do it. Nick frowns, and I worry I've offended him. I don't think I'm satisfied with that. He lowers his head. He pauses as if afraid. My heart skips a beat. Nick, no, it's not the end of the game yet. I give the smallest of nods, and he smiles. Nick's lips meet mine. The game is forcing us into this. I feel it all. The kiss is just like Nick. It's quiet, sweet, and warm. So warm. The heat from his lip touching mine spreads like wildfire, warming me from head to toe. And then the killer shows up. Soon his hands are on my shoulders and then my waist. Guys, please. Get yourselves under control. As one, our breaths become ragged. We kiss like it's just the two of us and we're the only ones who matter. Finally, he breaks off. Both of us are slightly out of breath. We're in our own world, small and warm and full of hope. He puts his forehead on mine and gives me a little nuzzle on the nose. I can't help but giggle a little. He's full of sweet surprises. Thank you, Shorty. I feel much lighter now. Hey! Rhett jogs up, waving furiously at us. He's left, for good. We should be able to go inside. You're sure? Rhett nods. Nick gets to work on the lock. Within a minute, we're inside. Awfully nice of that groundskeeper to point out where Hassan's room was. Rhett grins as Nick is once again putting his lock-picking skills against Hassan's door. Looks like we're outside, though. Wasn't it good, though? Saves us a good deal of trouble. Wasn't it, though? Saves us a good deal of trouble. We're in. With that, the door swings open. This is the most awkward loading screen. Chase love in Japan. Your dream vacation in Japan turns into a nightmare when a jewel heist embroils you in a game of cat and mouse where the real high-stakes item might just be your heart. Well, guys, look at this awful, dilapidated dorm place. Nick finishes his business with the lock and steps aside, or opens the door. I accidentally touched the screen while unpausing. Had to put some chapstick on. I step inside to look around. The dorm seems to have been a shared facility. Some windows have been left open at some point, and the outside had gotten in. It smells of must and mold and neglect. Although there isn't much ground to cover, we have to be thorough. Let's all take a look around. This dorm is small enough that we can all hear each other. Shouldn't we just be looking at that dude's room? And why are we splitting up? Shout if you see anything, like an axe-wielding killer. Rhett and I nod our agreement. Nick investigates the living room. Rhett disappears into another doorway. It looks like this door is another bedroom. Choosing the door nearest to myself, I open it carefully. Nervous, I try to talk myself through it. This does not look like a floor with a balcony, unless that's supposed to be the balcony out there and not just the ground. This room gives me an odd feeling, but I can't put my finger on it. The walls are a crumbling mass of moist drywall. Yeah, sure they are. There's probably some black mold around here. We shouldn't stay here long. The search is fruitless. I'm half grateful, half disappointed that I find nothing of interest. I hear Nick and Rhett shuffling around in the other rooms. Drawers are being opened and slammed. Wooden floors creak in protest after being stepped on after years of neglect. Looking around, I see a dresser and a bed. I hear Nick call from the next room. Do you see anything interesting? Not yet. Which should I investigate first? The bed, the dresser. I say the dresser. I open the doors of the dresser, sending up clouds of dust. Coughing, I wave away what I could, but still end up with watering eyes. Ugh. I peek behind the dresser, looking under it, run my hands over it. Still nothing interesting. Out of the corner of my eye, I think I see something move. I think I saw something. However, when I turn to look at it, whatever it is has disappeared. Oh, never mind. The last thing in the room was another door. Most likely a closet. I turn the handle, but find the door stuck. Is it locked? No, the knob turns easily. Tugging harder does nothing. The door must have warped from the moisture. I'm determined to not let this door get the better of me. Hope there's not a body in there. I plant a foot firmly against the door frame and pull with all my strength. Arg! The door's not budging. Damn you, you stupid thing. Open! The door suddenly swings open as if it were on oiled hinges. I hope there's not a killer inside. I fly back, my rump hitting the floor in an decidedly undignified way. Oof! I hear Nick's voice a room over. Shorty, you alright in there? I'm fine, really. Red's face pops in the doorway. Are you sure? What's wrong? Why are you on the floor? Nothing. Just me against a door. I shoot a glare at the offending entryway. The door thinks it's one. Okay. If you're sure. Yell again if I need anything, right. Thanks, Worrywart. Shouldn't we be getting them to help us with the door? He shoots me a smile as he disappears again. I get up, dusting myself off. Muttering curses about uppity closets, I take a moment to look inside. Wow, look at this hovel of a closet. The floor of the closet is the same as the rest of the dorm. There's nothing in here except a few empty crates and, some really fancy dressers. Well, they really could not have put some more effort into these backgrounds. Sighing, I prepare to close the door. Huh? What's that up there? Is the ceiling discolored? It's so far away I can barely reach it. I turn on the light of my flashlight, shining it towards the corner. How odd. The crumbling ceiling is already patchy, but a small section looks like it didn't quite fit. Looks like it can be taken off, though. Should I look at it more closely? Take out the panel, it's probably nothing. We're going to take off the panel and not call the guys for help because we're dumb. Even if it's nothing, it looks like it's worth checking out. I strain to reach the ceiling, but I'm too short. Here, these crates should do the trick, oh, this girl. I stack the crates up against each other. Doesn't look too sturdy. I better make this quick. Oh my gosh! I scramble upwards. The crates strain under my weight, but they hold. I'm almost there. Shorty, what's going on in there? Am I going to fall and one of them's going to catch me? Nothing, I'm fine. It sounds like you're moving furniture around. Need some help? No, I've got it. I'm almost... Oh, I got it! I managed to slide the panel to the side. Hope there's not a body up there. Peer into the darkness inside. I think I see something. Is it something shiny? Whatever it is, it's just out of my reach. Pity there aren't more boxes. I tiptoe, straining to reach the shiny thing. Shorty, what? Almost got it. It shines more clearly now. I can almost reach it. Then it moves. Ah! Hassan's face leaps from the darkness, eyes flashing. Bloodied fingers fly toward me. Look at him. Look how blood-covered he is. Ah! I fall earthwards, my arms flinging up to shield my face. I grimly expect the hard floor to break my fall and possibly a few other things. Instead, I hear a grunt and a crunch beneath me and an unexpectedly soft landing. Oof. Rhett, are you all right? Yeah. Yeah, I'm fine. What are you doing? Hassan's face rushes back into my memory. I look up, expecting to see the apparition in his bloody fingers. The ceiling is still crumbling, but there is no sign of the odd paneling I had seen. I sigh, frustrated. I thought we were going to find something interesting. I thought I had seen Hassan. I thought I saw him up there, but there's nothing there now. I believe you. I wonder where it went. I shiver. Back to wherever it came from, I hope. I roll back onto the floor, Rhett groans. I'm sorry, Rhett. Thank you for saving me. No problem. He winces. Oh, I thought I heard something when I fell. Are you hurt? Is anything broken? No, I'm not. But I think the floor is. He stands, revealing a broken floor underneath. Are we going to find something after all? I think I see something under there. Help me to move it? Rhett gives a few tugs and the floor gives way, revealing a small hidey hole underneath. There's an envelope inside. Looks like this compartment was used to hide something. I see the recipient's address. It's for Hassan. But I wonder what could be inside. Let's find out. We open the envelope with bated breath. It's empty. I let out an irritated sigh. I feel the same way. He took out whatever was inside. Then why'd he put the empty envelope in there? But maybe... I checked the back of the envelope. Yes, score! What is it? There's a sender's address as well. I'm not sure where to, though. Nick, come over here. We found something. Nick appears in the doorway. Rhett hands him the envelope. Nick studies it carefully. There's nothing special about the envelope. However, the address is a residential section, I'm fairly sure. We should go check it out. The sender's name is Olivia Griffin. Think it could be a sister? Don't we know Hassan's last name? I don't believe so. Having looked through the articles, it's probably his mother. Olive King, come join us. He finished up his investigation and is on his way. How will he get here? Subway, he should be here in a few minutes. In the meantime, I don't think there's much left in this dorm apartment. I'll take a look around the rest of the building and see if I can find anything different. Will the two of you be okay here? I think we'll be all right. Good, then. I'll get going. Ken should be here in a few minutes. I'll text you to meet me out in front when it's time. Nick waves and disappears with a click of the front door. Rhett shrugs. Looks like we have nothing to do but wait. I guess so. I take out my phone and begin to play a game. Rhett is silent for a few minutes. Then he breaks it. You know, this place reminds me a little bit of that fort we built when we were kids. Really, this giant mansion of a building. I look around, confused. How? It looked nothing like this. Rhett grins. It was always too cold, too wet, and smelled like wet dog. Hey, I wasn't the one who decided to keep a stray in the fort. We fed him a home pretty quickly. We knocked on every door in the neighborhood until we found an old lady who wanted some company. She told us we could come over whenever we wanted to play with him. We told her we'd come every day. And we did. For months. Then she passed away and one of her kids took the dog. Never did see him again. I remember that. Man, that was a while ago. Yeah, what were we, 4th grade? Yeah. Living next to each other, we were built-in friends. I don't think there was a single day I didn't see you. We went to the same elementary, same middle school, same high school. Somewhere along the line, though, we stopped hanging out every day. I don't think it was on purpose. There was no big fight or anything. No, you're right. We just kind of drifted. Still friends, just not best friends. Yeah. You know what? What? I miss the old days. I miss going outside and playing every day. I miss grabbing a soda from the corner store and sharing it with you. I miss exploring the woods and swimming in the river. Remember that one time when we decided to swim at night? Oh yeah, it rained during the day and the river was really high. I almost got carried away by the current. But you jumped in to save me. Imagine how much trouble we'd have been in if our parents found out we were swimming at night. I don't even want to imagine. Do you remember what I said that night? Yeah. You said I was stupid for jumping into the deep end. Well, yes, it was stupid. But after that, you said you'd protect me, I figured. That's right, that I'd protect you. That I'd always protect you. Even if you did crazy things like jumping into a river at night. Thank you, Rhett. You've always been there for me. I haven't forgotten that. It's just that things have become crazy again. At least with a river I could pull you out. But this, now, with ghosts and murderers? Red shakes his head. I don't know how I can protect you from that. Red looks troubled. Let him know you'd protect him as well. Thank him. I'll say the protect him word. I pause, wondering what the best way to tell him I wanted to protect him as well. Red is a proud person. I need to tell him in a way he'd understand. Red begins to look anxious. I'm sorry, Shorty. I didn't mean to make you upset. I don't mean that I'll stop protecting you. Not at all. No, Rhett, you've got me all wrong. I don't doubt your promise. Farthest thing from it. I just think it's not finished. What do you mean? I think it needs a second part to it. What if I'm not the only one being protected? What if I were doing the protecting sometimes too? Rhett looks at me in surprise. What do you mean? Ever since we were kids, we were always side by side. It would be strange to start doing things differently now. You're not allowed to promise such a serious thing unless you say I can protect you too. I'm not allowed? He repeated, flabbergasted. I nod as imperiously as I can. Not allowed. Gently, I place my hand on his neck and pulled his head towards mine. I put my forehead on his like I did to reassure him when we were kids. I want us both to be strong together. Be strong for each other. Rhett looks at me in exasperation and relief. He laughs. He pulls me into an embrace and buries his face in my hair, still laughing. Rhett winds down, wiping tears from his eyes. Rhett grabs me by the shoulders, looking at me as if for the first time. Okay, you win. Rhett wraps his arms around me. I hug him back, butterflies invading my stomach. I look up at him. What was it you said? I solemnly swear I'll protect you from things that make you scared, make you cry, and make you sad. I think I'll change it just a little bit. I solemnly swear I'll be by your side. When you're scared, I'll comfort you. When you cry, I'll wipe your tears. When you're sad, I'll hold you. Okay? Okay. We pull apart, a bit embarrassed. Nick appears in the doorway. Kane's here. We should start heading out. Seriously, he'd be a great setup for a killer. Rhett, Nick, and I meet Kane downstairs. The boys pull the car to the front of the dorm and we head towards the address. Fortunately, the address isn't far. We drive for a few minutes until we arrive at an ordinary-looking house. Are you sure this is the right place? What do you mean? I think, Rhett, I thought too, it would look a bit creepier. Doesn't it look like George's house? Why? Never mind, let's go. We approach the front door. Should we see who's inside? Knock, look around first. I feel like we should knock. Looking around, we're going to get arrested. I give the door a firm, polite knock. There is no answer. Perhaps no one is home? There's a car in the driveway. The mailbox looks empty. There's someone here. Maybe someone's just parking there, As if on cue, the door opens. A kindly-looking woman stands in the doorway. Yes, hello. I hear you all out here. Is something wrong? Mrs. Griffin? That's me. How can I help you, young folk? This music is weird. Well, we're students of the academy. We're writing an article about some alumni. May we ask you a few questions about your son? I believe he was a student there in the past. Oh, yes, I can certainly try to help. Well, she's not acting like her son was murdered, so... So many people had questions about my son. Please come in. We enter her home and remove our shoes by the door. So this definitely is Japan, right? The home is neat and tidy. This room looks familiar, too. Have we been here before? Wasn't this our apartment and time only knows? The home is neat and tidy. Mrs. Griffin leads us into her living room. We sit down. I'll be right back. Let me fix you some tea. Or she drugs us. Thank you, ma'am. Please don't go through too much trouble. I'll be right back. With a brisk nod, she disappears into the kitchen. She seems very sweet. Yes, I hadn't expected things to go so smoothly. She doesn't seem bothered that we're asking questions about her dead son. It's odd, for sure, but let's count our blessings. Again, none of you know he's dead. I mean, we saw a ghost that we believe to be him, but you guys don't know. Let's try to be sensitive, guys, okay? We'll probably have to ask some hard questions. Who should be the one asking the questions? Nick should. We should do it together. I feel like we should say Nick. He's got his act together. Nick, you should ask the questions. Rhett and Kane nod in agreement. You sound the smartest. She'll trust you most. You can do it, Nick. We have your back. Nick smiles and nods. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Shorty, I might have you start off, just to let me gauge her, all right? I agree. We fall silent as we hear Mrs. Griffin shuffle slowly towards the living room. Now, how can I help you all? Nix looks at me and nods. I take the cue. We want to ask you a few questions about Hassan. Yes, you've mentioned that. What's my boy done this time? What? What do you mean? My boy is always getting into trouble one way or another. Or is she like unstable and doesn't know her kid is dead? That happens sometimes. He's a good boy though, really. Always doing his best to help out his old mom. In fact, why don't you wait a bit? He'll be here soon. What do you mean? Hassan will be here soon? Of course, he's the only son I have. He'll be here in a few minutes. Mrs. Griffin, Hassan is still alive? Of course, goodness me, why wouldn't he be? Now a chapter end! Things are getting good. Well, we're 31 minutes in anyway, so I guess we'll have to leave it here for today. So what do you think's going on? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye!